Hi, my name is Celeste. If we haven't met before, I am the homeschooling mom of 3 boys. In the last couple videos, we've been able to share our curriculum choices for our older 2 sons, our 8th grader and our 6th grader. And in this video, we're going to be sharing our choices for our youngest son, our 4th grader. For math, we're going to be continuing with the Horizons math program. We really enjoy this program and use it starting in 3rd grade all the way up to the 6th grade level book. It comes with 2 books, has a book 1, and also there is a book 2. And you complete both books in 1 school year. I shared a look inside to how the Horizons math program works and how it's laid out. So if you'd like more information and a look inside kind of the 3rd through 6th grade level books, I'll be sure to link that video down below. For language arts, we're going to be going with something new this year. We're going to go with Language Lessons for Living Education by Masterbooks. This is a curriculum that I had looked into in the past. Even though the curriculum looked really great, it had a lot of great features that I think are wonderful, there was one kind of hesitation that I had with it, and it was that I felt it wasn't comprehensive enough. It didn't have, it wasn't enough as a standalone, if you know what I mean. And that's just particular to our family's needs. I know that for many families, this curriculum works very well as a standalone. So again, I'm only sharing what works for our family. So for our family, I didn't feel like it was enough on its own, and especially compared to Abeka, which we have used in this area of language arts and really do enjoy how comprehensive it is. But in this year, particularly for 4th grade, we decided to go with this curriculum. Being that for our youngest son, I thought he really would connect well to the style of this curriculum. Again, I'll share a look inside it later on once we've used it for a bit. It comes with this book, and this is all that you need. It has all the teacher supports as well. And then it also comes with this 101 favorite Bible stories. This is also included and it's needed for the curriculum. We'll be reading portions from this book as well as some drawing art activities. So this book covers pretty much all of the different areas of language arts. So there's grammar, there's composition, there's spelling, there's handwriting, there's reading. So this is going to be kind of the core for us. To go and with this, because we are going to be supplementing for grammar and composition, what I'm going to do is use the Abeka Language 3. This is what we used last year for our son, but there are a few lessons from the back. If you see that he did not complete, Abeka usually has a lot of lessons. Sometimes there's a little bit extra, maybe than what you would need in addition to the quizzes and the tests. So there's some worksheets left at the end of the book that he did not complete last year that I feel is really great information. It's great content that we really want to take advantage of. And just because it was from last year, I think we can still definitely use it for this year. So Abeka is very advanced. So actually a lot of the content here will line up really well with this level from Masterbooks. I'll be using the end of language 3, along with Masterbooks for grammar and composition. For spelling, this book does have weekly spelling lists, but what it does not have is vocabulary. So what I did is the same idea. I took the final vocabulary list that my son had not completed at the very end of the year, kind of just glued them in. So these 2 pages are not part of this Masterbooks curriculum. They're actually the Abeka vocabulary words that I cut and kind of just, I glued it right into his book, so that we'll be using some of these vocabulary words throughout the year in addition to something else. So again, that's kind of how I'm going to team up the use of the Abeka as well as Masterbooks kind of together. For handwriting, we are going to be going with Handwriting Without Tears. We've used this curriculum for several years and we really do enjoy it. We're going to be going with this transitional curriculum. It's called Cursive Kickoff. And the thing I really like about this, it's a great transition for students that are going from printing to cursive. For my older 2 sons, each cursive at 3rd grade, but for our youngest son, we wanted to give him a little bit of more time with printing. So we continued with printing in 3rd grade, and then now in 4th grade, we'd like to transition him into starting to work on his cursive. And again, that's the nice thing about homeschooling. tailor it to each of your child's needs. So if you notice, the first half of the book is pretty much a review of printing. And then you transition to cursive about, I would say, halfway, or not halfway, I would say more about a third into the book, you transition into cursive. Most of the year, your child would be working on cursive. But if they want just a little more practice on printing or kind of a gentler transition, this book might be a nice option. I think you can find it under the grade 2 because it can be used as early as 2nd grade. If your child wants to tackle cursive a little earlier, then you could transition this after the 2nd grade printing book. You could use this kind of as a transition before the 3rd grade. Again, we're using it in 4th grade, which is the beauty of being able to tailor the education to your child's needs. So this will be for handwriting to supplement the handwriting that is in this book as well. For reading, we are going to also be supplementing with the Abeka Read and Think Skill Sheets Level 4. I showed this also in our 6th graders curriculum choice video that I like to use these from the 3rd grade up to the 6th grade. There is a portion for you to read, and then there are questions, reading comprehension questions to answer in the back. It's a time test that your child can do weekly, and we've always enjoyed using these. Reading selections are also really great, so we will be using this as well for him for reading. Again, in addition to this, we also do independent reading as well as the reading assignments from this book correlate with the Masterbooks curriculum. We're really excited to give this curriculum a try. Once we use it for a bit, like I said, I'll show you a look inside, and then later on in the year, I can let you know how it's working for us. Also, if you're interested, please let me know if you'd like me to kind of show the schedule that I'm going to be using, kind of going between the Masterbooks curriculum and also the Abeka resources we'll be using, and how that's going to work together for us for this school year. For history, our 4th grader is also going to be joining his older brothers in the Uncle Sam and You study, the history and civic study this year. This curriculum is designed more for middle school, so 5th to 8th graders, and there also are some workbooks that I showed go along with this curriculum. This blue book for 5th and 6th grade, and then the red book for 7th and 8th grade. So our older boys are going to be doing this. For our 4th grader, we wanted him to be able to still listen in lessons and maybe do a little bit of the activities that are incorporated in this book, which I'll be sharing more about. But I also wanted things that would kind of interest him and kind of be more to his level of learning as a 4th grader. So the things that we're going to be doing to supplement or for activities for history as well as geography is that we're going to be using these 2 coloring books. He really enjoys coloring. I found these 2. They are by Dover. They're really great coloring books. So this is of the American presidents. So being that we're going to be studying American history for all the presidents of the United States, with also some information on the bottom. So we'll be going through this coloring sheet, reading the information, studying it. Also, he'll be able to color it. So that is one of the resources that we'll be using. We'll also be using the United States coloring book by Dover. So the last year in 3rd grade, he learned the 50 states and capitals as part of our geography. And I shared that in our 3rd grade curriculum. So if you'd like to see more what we used for that, you can check out that video. Or just to kind of reinforce it, we're going to be going through this coloring book that has a lot of great information. And he can kind of continue to work on solidifying the 50 states and capitals. So we're going to be using these 2 coloring books. We also are going to be doing the daily geography practice 4th grade level. I shared in our 6th graders video that we also are using this with our 6th grader, the 6th grade level book. He's going to use this 4th grade level book. The last thing we're going to be using for history and geography is the My State Notebook by Abeka. We got this unbound because I'm going to have this also be part kind of a bigger geography notebook that he'll be keeping, but you can also get it bound if you prefer that. So this is not a standalone item, even though we are going to be using it that way. This is part of their 4th grade history curriculum. But in many states, I know actually require a study. Your state is one of the states that does require a state study on the 4th grade year. This could be a resource that you could use, something that he can work on throughout the year. It has different information regarding your state. So we'll also be working on this throughout the year
just to supplement for history and geography.
For science, our 6th grader and our 4th grader are going to be doing science together this year, and we are going to use Christian Kids Explore Earth and Space. We have never used the Christian Kids Explore curriculum before. It will be the first time for us, but this is the textbook. Also has a digital companion guide that you can download. Once we work with this curriculum a little bit, sure to do a flip through and a review just to show how it's set up and kind of how it's working for us. So those are the curriculum choices for our youngest son, our 4th grader. He's also going to be joining his brothers for Bible, verse by verse study that we're going to do of 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, and the book of Revelation, as well as a lot of other specials and different activities that we'll be incorporating into his learning throughout the homeschool year. If you have any curriculum that you enjoy during the 4th grade year that has worked well for you, that's worked well for your family, please comment below. I pray that you and your family are well. I pray you are blessed. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing so you don't miss any future videos, and I look forward to talking to you soon.